Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I'm your host, Jake Jabarelli, with my co-host, Blockchain John, here for episode 486 on the Super Bowl Sunday, February 12th, 2023.
That's right.
Superb Owl Sunday, or Super Bowl Sunday. I prefer to call it Superb Owl.
Sports ball game, right?
Sports ball, yes.
Right.
The sports ball game completed. Actually, it was an interesting statistic. The numbers, as far as it goes, is that this was the third highest scoring Super Bowl of all time. Interestingly enough, the second highest scoring game, which was 74 points, also had the Eagles playing in it, where they won. But this time they lost. So I don't really follow Super Bowl at all. I know how the game's played because my dad played, but it's not really my thing. So every now and then I watch it, mostly for the
Dad
ads.
played for the Eagles?
No, my dad played ball. He just didn't. He played for UCLA. Anyways, not very long though. Anyways, let's get on to this week in crypto Twitter.
This week on Crypto Twitter, Gensler unleashes critics for cracking down on Kraken. Lots of crack. Okay, there it is. Uncle Gary there. Here we go. The crypto market's steady growth since the start of 2023 was checked by pronounced losses this week. Bitcoin and Ethereum's price drops managed to stay within single-digit percentages, but not those of several other leading coins, including Avalanche, Solana, and Dogecoin. This week's downturn appeared to have been driven by U.S. regulators' intensified scrutiny of the industry, which has been more or less ongoing since the fall of Terra in May last year. This week, popular exchange Kraken came up the crosshairs of the Securities and Exchange Commission. On Thursday, the regulators announced it had hit Kraken with a $30 million fine and ordered it to shut down its staking service. The implications of this enforcement actions are far-reaching. The exchange's founders and former CEO Jesse Powell tweeted a video in which the SEC chair Gary Gensler told CNBC that those offering staking rewards should have, quote, full, fair, and truthful disclosures to be deemed compliant. Powell was skeptical, and here's a tweet from Powell. Says, "Oh man, all I had to do was fill out a form on a website and tell people that staking rewards coming from staking, question mark. We wish I'd seen this video before paying a $30 million fine and agreeing to permanently shut down the service in the US. How dumb do I look?" Gosh.
You sure that's Jesse Powell or just someone named Jesse Powell?
Aside from regulatory heat, this week was also a decisive one in the ongoing feud between the Gemini exchange and its creditors, Genesis, which allegedly owes users of Gemini's now frozen earn product $900 million. Gemini co-founder Cameron Winklevoss on Monday announced that a deal had been reached on a plan to reimburse earn users. And here is a tweet from Cameron. Number 1. Today, Gemini reached an agreement with Genesis Global Capital, LLC, at DCG Co. and other creditors on a plan that provides a path for earn users to recover their assets. This agreement was announced in bankruptcy court today. Well, it sounds like they're proceeding a lot faster than Celsius.
Yeah.
Also that day, an email from the late American software developer Hal Finney resurfaced and was shared widely on Twitter. In it, Finney referred to crypto collectibles 2 decades before the fact. Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
If you guys don't know, ordinals or Bitcoin inscriptions is a trending thing right now.
Yep.
And Hal Finney and a lot of other developers, not just him, have actually been doing inscriptions well before. I mean, come on. Technically, Satoshi was the first one. We all know. We all know that Genesis block with that news article. The following day, entrepreneur Lebron Shapiro, is that how you say it? Lebron?
I guess. Lebron. I don't know.
Lebron Shapiro posted a new company pitched by Israeli-American businessman Adam Newman, who studiously avoided using the word crypto despite being backed by crypto investment company Andreessen Horowitz. That is actually funny. Adam Newman, there's a tweet from Lebron. Adam Newman finally explains what his A16Z backed company Flow does. His pitch is about what you expect. Yeah, crypto. All right. Crypto news account at Tier 10K on Wednesday revealed just how much of Coinbase's revenue came from staking in Q3 last year.
Hmm.
And there it is, blockchain rewards. There's a tweet from
Yeah.
DB.
They hold a
Let's
lot.
see.
They hold an immense amount. So.
Quite interesting. Well, the good thing is at least they're transparent about it.
Yeah, well, they have to be. But yes, it is good to see that at least one company is trying to be honest. Trying.
Continuing on. Well, that's still part of the tweet. Going down. That day, Coinbase's CEO Brian Armstrong reacted to rumors of the SEC's staking crackdown. He defended Ethereum staking, whereby anyone with 32 ETH, about $50,000, can lock up their coins and start mining Ethereum, arguing that this does not make Ethereum a security, which means the matter is out of the SEC's jurisdiction. And here's a tweet from Brian Armstrong. Number 2. Staking is really important innovation in crypto. It allows users to participate directly in running open crypto networks. Staking brings many positive improvements to the space, including scalability, increased security, and reduced carbon footprint. Yes.
Probably the last one more than anything.
Also on Wednesday, multi-chain crypto wallet Trust broke down details of a new kind of socially engineered crypto heist that was recently executed by organized criminals in Italy. Crypto's Italian job, if you will. Here's a tweet from Trust. This week, an organized crime unit from Rome stole $4 million. One of our
users. They had 4 million. Wow.
Hopefully it wasn't mine. I gotta check my wallet. It was stated that thief took a picture of the user's wallet balance to steal the funds. We've done investigating into the event and believe this is how it happened.
I like the people use of thread. That's cool. Use the thread.
Yeah.
This is the thread. Check out the thread.
On Thursday, the co-founder of bankrupt crypto hedge fund 3 Hours Capital, Su Zhu, announced in a multi-tweet thread that his next project will be next level centralized exchange. Next level sex.
Next level sex. Yeah, exactly.
With fully decentralized custody.
4-dimensional sex.
That same day, Jameson Lopp, co-founder and CTO of crypto wallet Casa, reacted negatively on the rise of NFT-style assets on Bitcoin. Yes, like I mentioned earlier, inscriptions. So here's that tweet from Lopp. NFTs art was dumb on Bitcoin, and then NFT art was dumb on Ethereum, and then NFT art was dumb on Solana, and now NFT art is dumb on Bitcoin again. Folks should be free to have fun. Yeah, I am in that boat. There's a big war going on right now with Bitcoiners, and I guess we'll call them inscribers.
I don't know. I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? It's not like you just
do. Yes, exactly. I'm not like I'm do whatever you want. You know, it's actually pretty cool that the Bitcoin network is actually being tapped out at its maximum utility. But I am one that I don't like the idea of inscriptions being placed on the Bitcoin blockchain, because that means that I gotta hold all that data on my blockchain.
Well, if you have the entire thing, yeah, right. If you have the, well, this is the way it is now.
On Friday, Andreessen Horowitz, General Counsel Miles Jennings, tweeted his thoughts of the SEC versus Kraken case. Fortunately, we don't believe the settlement will have any bearing on exchanges that have structured their programs so as to not implicate security laws, he said. Then criticized the SEC Chair Gensler in infamous regulation by enforcement strategy. Here is that tweet from Miles, and it says, but as significant investors in Web3 and the enterprise that are building the next generation of the internet, we are disappointed that Chair Gensler has continued to demonstrate that he only knows how to regulate through sporadic enforcement cases.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bill Huizinga, U.S. representative from Michigan's 4th Congressional District, had also some sharp words for Gensler. Here's that tweet from Representative Bill. Since Gary Gensler won't abide by his own policies to, quote, come in and talk, end quote, the House GOP will hold him accountable. Today, as promised, our oversight of the SEC begins with a request for documents surrounding their interactions with SBF FTX official, and the Justice Department. Ooh, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. Let's see what happens in the next, I guess, couple.
I don't know. I think he'll be just as vague as he's been all this time.
Probably. It's like that whole thing with Twitter leaks.
Right.
You know, I do not recall.
Yeah, I do not recall.
Do you remember that you did this and you violated a bunch of people's rights? I do not recall.
Right.
You know, you can get away with that. That's what's crazy, is that if they don't recall, okay, they're good. Finally, the crypto community offered its philanthropic support to earthquake victims this week. Here's a quote from our tweet from BitMEX. Our thoughts are with the people who have been affected by the tragic Turkey-Syria earthquake today. And another one from Tether. Bitfinex, Keat, Synonymous, and Tether pledged 5 million try for Turkey earthquake recovery. And looks like another one from Andrew Ting at ABBAP. Charity addresses have so far raised over half a milli, with the majority coming from ERC20M and BEP20 transactions.
Yep.
And that is it. And just a quick update on the total death numbers in Turkey is 33,000.
Wow, I had not been paying attention. That is a lot more than I thought it was going to be. Whew, that sucks.
That is insane.
It is. Yeah. It is insane. It's not the biggest earthquake in the history of time, but it is creeping up on it. I believe the highest number was nearly 1 million, but that was a long time ago. So, all right. This week in coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum see first week of losses this year. Crypto markets ended up in the red for the first time in 2023, and the SEC crackdown tanked coin prices. Of course it did. Those hoping for a 2023 Bitcoin bull run will have to keep waiting. We had a little bit. Most of the leading cryptocurrencies posted pronounced losses in value over the past week, putting a damper on the near continuous market gains seen since the start of the year. Bitcoin took its biggest intra-week loss this year so far. The world's top cryptocurrency by market cap sank 7.5% over the last week to roughly $21,750 at the start of the weekend, according to CoinGecko. Ethereum, number 2, sank 8.5% to roughly $15.25. Much of the bearish sentiment this week stemmed from U.S. regulators who have kept hawkish eyes on crypto in the wake of several high-profile bankruptcies last year from firms like Celsius, 3 Hours, and FTX. On Wednesday, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted that he heard rumors that the SEC would like to get rid of crypto staking in the U.S. That's, yes, not good for retail customers. Armstrong then defended the practice of Ethereum staking, whereby anyone can stake the 50 grand to lock up their coins and start mining Ethereum. Of course, that's because he's the CEO of Coinbase, and they're making a lot of money off that. By Thursday, the rumors were confirmed when the SEC announced that it had hit Kraken with a $30 million fine and ordered to shut down its staking service. The implications of this enforcement action are far-reaching. As for the rest of the crypto market, one of the biggest drops in value among the top 30 coins this week came from Monero, a coin that facilitates private transactions. Monero sank 14% to $154. It's not really that much. I've seen it go down a lot more than that. It seems to fluctuate somewhere between 130 and 190. Avalanche similarly dropped 13.5% and trades around 18.14 at the time of this writing. Popular meme coin Doge dropped 13%, sits at a little over 8 cents. Solana faced the stiffest losses among the top cryptocurrencies, shaved off 17% down to 20.85. Holders of Cardano, Litecoin, Cosmos, Toncoin all saw their bags drop by about 8%. The only leading cryptocurrency that posted significant gains this week was DAO token, crypto's largest liquid staking protocol, Lido Finance. LDO blew up 11% to 255 after the team released details of a major upgrade focusing on unlocking withdrawals on Ethereum and diversifying the network's validators. The upgrade needs still to be approved by a DAO vote, so LDO's upward price action was likely spurred by investors wanting to vote. In addition to those concerned by the future of Ethereum staking after the SEC's chilling action against Kraken, the move will likely continue to hang over crypto markets for weeks. I'd just like to make a note real quick. I don't have it up, but I think Zill is up like 10%, even though it's not in the top 10. So, things change. But I'm going to just make a last comment to this, is that I really do appreciate coins decoupling from Bitcoin and Ethereum, that they are acting independently, because they're no longer dependent just solely on the price of Bitcoin going up and down. Anyways, we have a lot of news about NFTs. Quite a bit of news about NFTs. It's mostly what's sticking out.
Here's the first one from, let's see, Andrew Hayward. Reddit has given away over 1 million Super Bowl NFTs on Polygon. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So apparently, I didn't know this. I mean, I'm not, even though I have a Reddit account, I'm not actively on Reddit. What about you, Jake?
I'm on Reddit all the time. I think it's sad that you're on Twitter. It's not sad. Sorry, I'm not saying it's sad that you're on Twitter. It's sad that I'm not on Twitter as much as you are. You're on Twitter like constantly, and I'm on Reddit, not constantly, but definitely more often than Twitter. So
I've been hanging out in Nostra for a bit
right now, but you were on Twitter for a lot, probably mostly before Mr. Musk decided to buy Twitter. But you spent a lot more time there.
In regards to this, Reddit's NFL promo has pushed its collectible avatars to nearly total 10 million entities minted since last summer. That's actually really cool, dude.
Yep.
I mean, Reddit is a big platform.
Mm-hmm.
So to get NFTs, I mean, NFTs are already popular to begin with, right?
Yep.
But
sort of.
To distribute it, to distribute them on their platform, 10 million NFTs. Yep. That's pretty freaking cool, man.
A lot of them happen to be those the Reddit avatars, though. So a good chunk of them, at least. Like 6.5 million unique wallets now hold the Reddit Polygon avatars, according to data from Dune. So I mean, they said 10 million total, and more than half of them are the Reddit avatars.
They claimed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is that, once again, like we talked about, was it the last episode or like 2 episodes ago?
I think it's 2 episodes ago.
Talking about Polygon, right?
Right.
How Polygon versus Ethereum, a lot of people are using Polygon because it's cheaper, right? It's
way cheaper.
It's a cheaper sidechain.
Yeah.
You know, and it's faster. So that's why Reddit was using Polygon. Just like pretty much every other major project out there, it only makes sense, dude. You're burning into your own funds if you're using the Ethereum main chain. Use Polygon. It only makes sense.
Well, I mean, for the common man, I guess, people who managed to collect an immense amount of Ethereum in the early days probably don't think much about the idea of burning, 0.12 Ethereum if you have 1,000 of them. So, I know if I had 30,000 Ethereum, which would make me a millionaire, but if I had that many Ethereum, 0.18 Ethereum would be like, eh. So
what's cool about this is that these avatars were free, straight up free. All you had to do was just be using their platform, and there you go. They're free. Yep. You claim it.
Yep.
And now there's a secondary market for it.
Yep.
People aren't really flipping a lot of profit for it, but it's better than nothing. You can make 25 cents.
You never really know. You never really know. It's the thing that still throws me is that in the early days of Decentraland, I got a couple, or more than a couple, several Ethereum-based, since Decentraland's token is Ethereum-based, NFTs. Just grab them because they were free. I still had to pay for the transfer fee, but it was just like, hey, I got a cool, NFT out of Decentraland, and now I've got people, because I'm on OpenSea. Hey, can I get your, whatever free, that you got? And I was like, I didn't pay anything for this, but people are offering me half an Ethereum for this stupid, 1 of 1,000 limited edition, whatever it was that I got off of Decentraland. I was like, no, I'm keeping this. Sorry.
That's actually cool. So Reddit does have their mascot. Their mascot does have a name. It's an alien mascot called Snoo. It's an unusual name, but yeah, it's Snoo. SNOO, Snoo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you had a little extra money laying around, you could have purchased the premium NFTs that Reddit was selling, and make a little money off of that.
Yep.
Those are the limited edition ones. Those are the good ones.
It makes the transfer of art and the transfer of icons so much more readily available. So
especially if you're part of this, if you're heavily part of this community and Reddit, it only makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great, man.
I don't have one of the avatars actually. I didn't care enough about them. I don't feel like I identify enough with Reddit, even though I like Reddit a lot. I think I don't know if I mentioned this on the show years ago, but Reddit's been around for a long time, and I got into Reddit in the early days when Doge first came out, and it's because I liked voting up people's comments with Doge, because Doge was worthless back there, so it's just kind of fun. So, anyways. Moving on to LeBron James. LeBron James just broke the NBA scoring record, which I think if anyone follows him would know this. Now his NFTs are flying. The NBA Top Shot reports surging LeBron NFT sales, plus sold out a pack drop that could net buyers his record-breaking moment. I think this is, how do I put this? Do you collect basketball cards or baseball cards when you were a little kid?
Baseball cards.
Baseball, yeah, I did baseball. I had a few basketball cards because I've always been a Lakers fan because I grew up near LA, but actually in LA for a short period of time. But so I was a huge fan of Magic Johnson, and I had his card, and my brother had his favorite player, Michael Jordan. And I think it's just because the Bulls and the Lakers were rivals. But yes, I have a huge collection of baseball cards still, and to me, this is the modern day baseball, basketball, football, whatever, hockey card thing that you can do. But the difference being with typical baseball cards, if you didn't keep them in mint condition, then it was kind of hard to trade them, and you had to go to trade shows just to do it. You could go online and try to look up the prices, but even then, it was really hard to tell if certain cards would be worth a lot of money. And even then, do you really want to give them up? And so, to me, the idea of what's going on here with, now that these things have changed, they already had these NFTs for LeBron and for NBA Top Shot. And now that something changed in his career, it made it more valuable. And of course, then there's more people seeking it. And that's, to me, it's fascinating to see this used to be analog thing become a digital, more easily tradable functionality. Now, obviously, these NFTs aren't tied to something physical in this case, but it's still
tied to the moment with
right.
LeBron James. That's
right, and that's not something you could have done previously. With you could talk about it, a player's performance with baseball cards, but you couldn't. It's like this one event they can actually capture in video and then make it available as an NFT. And I just think that's freaking awesome. I'm not even into sports that much anymore, and I still think that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, they turn it into like a GIF.
Yeah,
it's cool. You get to actually see that moment.
Yeah,
it makes that.
I mean, the one thing I can think of is like, if you catch a ball at a baseball game, you can totally put that in a case, frame it, maybe get it signed or something, and then put it on a shelf in your house, and people are like, "Oh, that's the ball you caught. Yeah, that was like 10 years ago. That's so cool." This is an NFT version of that.
Yep. Yeah. So Dapper Labs reports today that. The sales of the LeBron James NFTs surged about $250,000 after this 38,388th point.
Yep.
That LeBron scored.
Yep.
Is it scored or made? What's the sports?
I don't know.
Lingo.
Whatever you want to say. Made the shot. Made the shot. He earned the points. I mean,
I'm so bad at sports, dude.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The lingo.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. If someone's going to criticize you on it, then they're not worth your time.
Can't go to any sports bar. It's embarrassing because everyone's like, "Oh, yeah." I mean, I was even at Applebee's and they're playing the sports stuff on the TVs, and I was having my meal and everyone was talking about sports. I knew nothing. I was like, I can't even get in that conversation.
Yep.
I'm good.
Yeah,
it's not like they're having a good time, but.
I can't talk. I can talk statistics because I'm interested in the numbers game part, but I can't talk history. Like, did you see that one play with the one? No, I did. I don't watch TV enough. The only thing I can tell you about was the 1988 World Series because I actually went to it. But
well, the one thing that you actually mentioned that's coming up here in the West Coast is the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of stuff to talk about there.
And I'm looking forward to the NFTs that come out of that.
Yeah, dude. Afterwards, let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, we can still plan on going to it because it's going to happen in California. So
Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, a lot of people at work are talking about it as well. You
yeah,
know,
it was
like,
5 years
I
off,
want to try
and
that.
I will be hitting the half-century mark when when the Olympics arrives in California,
That
considering
is
considering the fact that the last time I went to the Olympics was in 1984 when I was only 6. Um, and that was also in Los Angeles. So, um, anyways, it's just fascinating to see the level of interactivity with NFTs in sporting events. And I mean, I completely understand why FTX put their name on that. It was at the Miami Heat's stadium in Miami at the, right there at the port. It's just, it's sad that, it failed, but I can definitely see the value in NFTing things like sports stuff. So it would be
so
really
for the
interesting to see in
listeners
other
and viewers
sports.
out there.
Go ahead.
For the listener and viewers and out there, if you guys want to get some of these sports NFTs, you gotta hit up the NBA Top Shot. Okay,
Right.
check that out. That's by Dapper Labs.
Yep.
Go to the website, go to NBA Top Shot, get yourself some of these NFTs if you're really into sports.
Yeah. I think it would also be fascinating to do it for other things like, even though I'm not into it anymore, but WWE and monster truck rallies. I think that, I mean, these are lesser known sporting things. People are obviously aware of them, but it would still be something I think it would be invaluable, because you think it may not be worth as much as, NBA or I should say basketball, baseball, football in the United States, but I still think that other smaller sporting events could have that. In fact, I could see it just as much for other live events like concerts, right? You just an amazing concert you got to go to, and there's video clips you can totally buy as you're leaving, like, hey, this is this amazing moment where you were standing in front of the stage and totally passed out. So anyways, moving on to Celsius. This is not NFT related.
Yeah, this is Celsius News. Celsius looking to raise $14.4 million selling Bitcoin mining coupons and credits. Well, I guess they actually... First of all, I'm actually surprised that they can actually sell this stuff, considering that, they're still going through bankruptcy court.
Yep.
But hey, if the judge approves it and they can sell it, then sell it, dude.
Yeah.
14.4 million is not really that much.
No.
Obviously, but it's... let's find out what's going on here. In another attempt to collect funds to repay creditors, which that's what they're trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
now bankrupt crypto lender is now looking to sell $14.4 million in coupons and credits for Bitcoin mining company Bitmain. So earlier, when they were actually a real legitimate company doing a real, I guess they weren't. Never mind.
They were never a legitimate company. They were always a scam.
I know. The revelation just slapped my face, and I got it here top now. All right. So, anyways, they have a lot. They have a sister company that they were mining Bitcoin, solely Bitcoin. So they had a lot of ASICs, Bitcoin ASIC miners, and now they need to sell those to cover the cost of their creditors.
Right.
And that's with that. But what's frustrating is that this bankruptcy court has taken so long. They keep extending it, and the more that they extend it, the more these lawyers are making millions of dollars. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what's literally happening in bankruptcy court is our profits, our money, like as customers, that's what's being taken, dude. In the end, we're not gonna get anything. We're gonna get pennies back. That's what's bad about this.
Right.
Anyways, let's see. According to Celsius interim CEO Christopher Ferrano's statement that the Bitmain coupons expire 6 months after the purchase and are worthless after that. So yeah, if you want to get yourself some Bitmain miners for like a fraction of the price, because I think the last time they sold a batch already,
Mm-hmm.
they were like a fraction of the price. I remember. I think they were paying. What were they paying? Like $5,000 when they first came out. These Bitmain miners. And then when they sold them, they were literally like $500.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. Like even the market at the time was I think you could have easily sold them for like $2,000.
Yep.
But they just had to dump them on the market immediately, so they sold them $500 and they were taken up real quick. Why not, man?
Yeah. No. Even though the cost of power compared to how much you can make off it still isn't very high, it's so weird. If you look at what to mine and check out the ASIC level. Yes, you can still make money on Bitcoin, but you better be in a really cheap place, like where power is less than 2 cents a kilowatt hour. But the thing that's interesting is, even in places like where we are now, we're in California, where the price can be as high as 15 to 20 cents per kilowatt hour, you can still make money off a script. It's so weird. So
it's that point, man, that people need to start learning to go to YouTube, learn how to make your own power.
you can always make it off solar. So,
Solar.
Yeah. So, all right. Finally, another NFT story, and that's just from Rihanna. Rihanna's producer sells royalties to Bitch Better Have My Money as NFTs. And the thing I want to talk about this, which I really find fascinating, which we did talk at the beginning of the show, or actually before the show, pre-show. Like I said, if you want to catch pre-show content, you got to go on our Patreon. Anyways, each of the 300 Ethereum NFTs gives holders a, well, relatively small fraction, 0.0033% of the song's streaming royalties. Now, I'm going to talk to this point explicitly. You don't know, obviously, which artist is going to make it, and Rihanna's been singing for 20 years now. I couldn't believe it was been that long. But if you had had the opportunity, if NFTs had been a thing back in 2003, 2002, and I mean, had already well been along for a while, and you could buy a song of Rihanna, just imagine how many royalties you would be getting now. Think about it. This is the same thing with Michael Jackson. If Michael Jackson's music had been NFT'd back in the 80s, and you could have just bought a tiny fraction, like you said, the 0.0033% of his, and you'd get paid every single time one of his songs was played.
Yep.
And this is the reason that copyright's so weird in the United States, is because people want to maintain those royalties. Popular songs.
That's gonna be the new thing, man. With royalties, MC royalties. Every artist out there that's up and coming, they're gonna be yelling out, "Bitch, better have my money."
So in any case, I guess what I'm trying to get at with this, and I'm not trying to, the article goes into other details about this thing. The point I'm trying to make about what I find to be important here is this gives people the opportunity, if this continues not just with Rihanna, but with other artists, or even new artists, let's just say, somebody you've not yet heard of that maybe Justin Bieber fame or Billie Eilish fame.
Signing with music companies, they can go independent and just do this.
Exactly.
That's amazing, dude.
Yes, this is what I find. So it's kind of like what SoundCloud does for new artists. And let's say, I mean, there's a song, I cannot remember how the song goes, but it's on TikTok, and people are using just a fraction of the song to describe their plight. And in that case, the creator is getting nothing, even though her song is being used constantly over and over and over again. I was like, this is what we need. We need this system in place to help budding creators sponsor their content, right? The original song, it would be foolish for a creator to sell off every 100% of the song. I'm guessing some people might do that, but just a freebie to their fans. But if you gave up everything, like 100% of it, let's say you left 1% of your song to yourself, and your song became a multi-deca platinum song.
You know what this reminds me of? The first person that I can recall in their music on like a popular, underground popular guy, MF Doom, or I think MF Doom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Artist just passed away. He had he started creating NFTs with his music.
Right.
Amazing artist, great stuff. This guy was like a legend, legend.
Right.
Check him out, MF.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyways, it was a brilliant idea that we need to see more of to support budding artists. Not just obviously in audio. This is the audio example, but for all artists, whether they be physical media artists or digital media artists. So, in any case, that's all we got for the show. We want to remind everybody we got 2 more guest interviews this coming Thursday and the following Thursday. We will be doing to round out the month. And as I said before at the beginning of the show, we want to make mention that all the content, including this episode, but we're talking about the pre-show and post-show stuff. So the stuff you don't get during the actual podcast will be going up on Patreon. And if you would like to help the channel and help the show, help this company progress, we encourage you to, at the bare minimum, $3 a month, which we said before, as John's comment earlier, things are getting expensive. $3 isn't very much anymore.
Yeah.
If you want to just start with the $3 minimum, you can get access to our pre and post show for everything, including the full interview, particularly with Crypto Quaka, which we spoke with last Thursday.
Yeah.
So check that out. Also check out our Cointree, where you can donate in crypto, which we appreciate. And go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, this Thursday, I just wanted to plug in the interview that we have for this Thursday. It's going to be Grady from DeFi Kingdom.
Yep.
That's this Thursday here in... Actually, you can watch live on Twitch.
Yep.
So make sure you get ready for that. It's 7 p.m. Pacific time. And then next Thursday, the 23rd of February at 7 p.m. Pacific time, we have Sean Neal from Dynamo Coin.
Yay, Sean. Looking forward to talking with him again. And so, yeah, you can check out our website, Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Odyssey. Thank goodness Odyssey is not going away. Bitcoin, Lightning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All these different ways to contribute, and check out our social media. And, yeah, with that, we appreciate all of you. Thumbs up, like, subscribe. As we say at the end of every single show, stack sats. And, no, sorry, stack sats and hodl. Adios.
Yes.